Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management? There's filing your taxes and then there's tax planning. One you do mid-April and the other is pretty much a year-round task, or at least it should be. And it's something we do for clients of Annex Wealth Management as part of comprehensive wealth management. Joining me to talk about it is Mark Strey, CFP, enrolled agent with the IRS, and a senior wealth strategist with Annex Private Client. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you, Danny.
True or false, you have reviewed hundreds and hundreds of tax documents.
Definitely in the hundreds, likely in the thousands.
In your past, I know you played baseball at a D1 level in college. Which is harder, a D1 baseball season or tax season?
It depends on what the weather is. They're both a grind. Certainly enjoyed my time with baseball. Really prepared me for where I am today, having a new passion now, and that's taxes and tax planning.
So you work closely with our clients on tax planning. What is it that we can learn after taxes have been done and filed that'll help us both in financial planning as well as next year's taxes? Because I think a lot of people get it backwards. They think the tax preparation is the thing, the tax planning is the thing.
Tax planning is the most important. And the way I look at it is like a big funnel. At the very highest level, I think that it all starts with what was your initial reaction of last year's outcome? Were there surprises? Did you owe? Did you get money back? Those are all things that are important to consider, because the return that you just completed kind of sets the framework for what we're going to be doing the following year.
So when you're working on tax planning, what are the things that you've got your eye on, and what could influence this year's tax planning that people should be thinking about?
By far the biggest is that we are expected to see a major tax change coming beginning 2026. This means that we have the remainder of 2024 and 2025 to finish up basically any planning that's at the lowest rates we've ever seen. What many people don't realize is that the way the current tax code is structured, most taxpayers as a whole saw a dramatic reduction in the amount of taxes they're paying each year. So knowing that there's a high probability that the tax rates are likely going to increase in the future, I think these next 2 years are really key to try to focus on some meaningful planning.
Is what we do now going to affect 2 years down the road? I'm guessing, yeah.
100%. There's no doubt about that. I mean, if you look at this year, we're in an election year, so you're going to see some market volatility. And while we never like to see the markets go down, it does create some opportunities for planning.
Mark Strey is Senior Wealth Strategist, CFP at Annex Wealth Management, part of the Annex Private Client team. So only 2 years left. Strategies you see greatest impact, because these things are going to sunset.
So when designing planning strategies, one of the lenses that I like to look through is how can we save you the most amount of taxes over the remainder of your lifetime and your beneficiary's lifetime. This requires a broad, forward-looking approach, which makes having a financial plan so key. This may mean that we will have to pay more taxes now, so this year and next year, and pay them earlier than what we would otherwise need to. But the one thing that we know we can't avoid is taxes. You're either going to pay them during your lifetime or your beneficiaries are going to pay them, likely at rates that are going to be higher in the future than what they are today. So why not take some proactive steps to see how to minimize them?
What is the reaction when we tell a client that you might need to pay more taxes now to pay less taxes in the future? That's not great news.
There's definitely sticker shock.
Yeah.
But when you are sitting in a conference room and the way we kind of go through the plans and talk through the strategies, you definitely see the numbers that support that. Just looking at, hey, if we make these moves today, you're going to pay X number in taxes, but in the future, you're going to save X, assuming that the rates just go back the way we think they are, which is at the very minimum a sunset.
Your work with Annex Private Client, what types of taxpayers are these? Are these business owners, these highly compensated individuals, all of the above?
Yeah, so we work with a lot of higher net worth families, many people who have done a great job of savings over time. What we tend to see is that because these individuals have been higher income earners, that they have a large accumulation of pre-tax assets. So during those working years, you put away pre-tax, save money during the higher wage years. But now we're at retirement and we are starting to see that you're really not going to save too much in taxes because of required minimum distributions and all of the IRA distributions that you'll have to take out.
And if they own businesses, this is part of their picture as well.
100%. Unless you're going to be in business forever or transfer, give it to your kid. There's going to be a sale at some point, most likely. So, planning around those events are very key.
And if somebody is in the process of maybe thinking about a business plan of succession, do we help with that as well?
We can definitely talk through things to consider. So we don't broker businesses. Really where we work is helping with the decision-making around timing and then being able to talk through then what when you have the proceeds and then how do we make that transition into the rest of life.
Mark Strey is a senior wealth strategist at Annex Private Client. He's also a CFP and an enrolled agent with the IRS. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Danny.